What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how I do my closure sewings. So I started out and I already have the closure being bleached while I braid down her hair. This is just so we can save time. So I'm starting by braiding down on her head, and I'm basically just braiding a perimeter braid. You want to take it all the way from the back, and then you want to do the same braid on the front. Take out a thin portion of hair so your braids don't be bulky, and then you are going to take that braid from the front and connect it to the braid in the back. Now you can just go and make, actually no, you can't make one braid because it has to start in the front. So yeah, you just take it down, meet it in the back, and then you just connect it in. Now I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger I really was not good at braiding down people's hair, but the more and more you do it, the better you'll get with your braid down, the neater it will be. So it does take time and practice and intention, but just practice your braid down and practice on making it neat. So now I'm just taking the braids down on one side, I'm connecting them, and then we're gonna just keep this pattern going around the head. Just make sure your braids are really flat so that the closure can lay down. So when I'm taking that braid, I'm picking up the braid that was hanging so that it can be connected, and you just want to continuously do that around the head. Alright, now that we have continued the braid pattern all around the head, it should look something like this. You see the perimeter braid is connected, and we are ready to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is putting on the cap. So I did just go ahead and get this really thin HG cap, and I'm just sewing around the perimeter of where I want the cap to be and where the closure is going to lay. So once you sew it down, you just go ahead with your Ruby Kisses cream foundation. Any cream foundation will work, but I'm just taking Ruby Kisses in shade 15, and I'm making sure I put that on her head and I match it to her skin tone. Now when you're pushing it through the cap, you just want to make sure to apply pressure because you want it to be as pigmented as possible. The same thing with the closure. You want to make sure you are pushing it into the lace because you are tinting the lace and you want it to match your skin tone. You don't just want it to kind of be like a little tint. You want to make sure it's all the way colored, if y'all get what I'm saying. So now I'm taking the Bold Hold Active and I'm putting it in front of her hairline. Now this step is very, very important. I didn't show it, but you need to make sure that you are cleaning your client's skin. So you want to use either alcohol or a witch hazel or a skin cleaner before you put the glue on, just to make sure that your glue stays in place. And another thing, when you are doing the cap method with the glue, you have to allow the glue to dry. Even if you just take 10 to 15 minutes of just letting your client sit under a cool dryer, or doing what I did and have the dryer on cool setting, make sure you're drying it until the cap is really, really secure with the glue, because you do not want that cap to roll back on you. It's going to take so much time cleaning the skin. Trust me, y'all, make sure the glue is completely dry before moving on to this step. It doesn't matter how fast you want to move. Anyways, go ahead and put the Bold Hold glue on the cap, on the edge of the cap, and then make sure you're getting it on the skin as well. Not too much, but just make sure it's enough. And to save time, we're going to go ahead and start sewing in her back bundle. That way the glue can be dry and clear, and you're just not waiting for the glue to dry. You can still be being productive and make sure your client can get out the chair in a timely manner. So yeah, make sure that you go ahead and start sewing those bundles, have it prepared, have your needles threaded so that you can get your clients in and out the door, and then you guys can make as much money as possible. It took me a while to really learn how to secure in bundles, but a good technique is doing like a lock stitch method. So when you're doing a lock stitch, you're basically gonna be knotting the thread around the needle and then pulling it through, and it's gonna create a knot in the thread. But it basically is gonna keep your tracks from slipping. Like all my clients, they always say like, Vonna, like I didn't have no touch-ups, my track wasn't falling out, and it all just goes back to the way that you sew in your client's hair. I don't cut the webs of my client's hair either, so I'm just flipping it over, as you can see. So we're sewing, and I'm making sure to do like knots throughout the sewing process. And then another good tip is periodically, while you are sewing the hair, make sure that you're sewing the hair through the weft, and that way it can just be very, very secure on your client's head. So yeah, as I stated, I sewed the track on the front part of her braid because we want the hair to fall on her face. Okay, so another really good tip is to cut off the excess lace that's on the side of the closure. Sometimes it can create a bulky effect and make it look unrealistic, so I always love to trim that part off. I'm taking a closure and I'm stretching it using a little bit of tension to make it as flat as possible. Then I'm going to get my client to hold it while I sew the closure down. So I'm taking a closure, and you want to make sure it's all the way in the place that you want it to be, and you just want to take it through the edge of the closure and just sew it with tension. Not too much tension because you don't want your client's head to hurt or anything, but you just want to make sure that the closure is sewn down and it's pretty taut so that it can be flat. So yeah, I'm just taking this elastic band. Now I'm placing that over her hair and put it in the back. We're going to tie that while I continue to sew in these bundles. And again, this is just another way to maximize your time, because now you have a closure that's already on, it's already being melted in the skin, and then you're still being able to do your sewing. I'm just parting out her parts, and she and me already talked. We want to do a very deep side part. So the trick is you kind of want to curve your part in the front. So you see how like I curve the part in the front? So you're not just going to go straight to the back of the head. That's going to create like an L shape. So you want to go ahead and create a curve. As you see, you want to kind of start it in the front part of the closure and do a very, very deep curve in the closure. And I'm just taking the hot comb and I'm using the back of the hot comb to flatten out and see the part a lot better. So after you get your part where you want it, like the way you want it to curve, then you are going to go through and pluck it with the tweezers just to define the part. And I like to go back and with Got2b glue spray and my hot comb just to make sure everything is very, very sleek and everything is in place. So yeah, I'm just taking my time and working my way through the whole closure. You want to take very, very small pieces, very, very thin pieces, spray it with some holding spray, and then just hot comb it so it be flat. And I am just going through and making sure the back of the closure is hot combed all the way down. You want to part that section out and hot comb it down so that it can also be flat. That's very, very important. So this is after I got it pretty much as flat with the hot comb as I could. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the lace. For the most part it's already glued down, but I just want to go back and glue down the edges. So I'm just taking the hair that I had hot combed, I'm pulling it backwards and I'm just gonna clip it up. And now I'm just gonna take my razor and cut the lace in a jagged motion, and then I'm gonna go through and take some glue and then I'm gonna place it right on the edge of the closure. And I do that about 3 different layers, but very thin layers, but just so the closure can be very, very secure. So 1 layer, I let it dry, and then I come back and I put 2 more layers of the glue, and then I push down the closure into the glue. Now my battery on my camera started dying around this time, so some of the video started becoming blurry. But I was able to get this part in and then also show basically the end result of the closure. But yeah, my camera did go off during the styling portion of it, but we still made it very far in the video. And yeah, so this was around the time my camera started dying. But anyways, I pushed the lace into the glue, and then now I'm going to be taking some makeup and just pressing it down into her closure. I did go through and pluck her part out a bit, and then I also did go back and pluck it a little bit more at the end, just because I really love the defined part. Now I'm taking mousse, and I am putting that on her baby hair because we want it to be kind of a very dramatic baby hair. So we're taking the mousse, then I took some of the Got To Be glue spray, and I'm just getting her to hold the blow dryer while we mold her baby hair into place.
I know you feel me, yeah. Whoa. Girl, I know you feel me, yeah. So much to live for, baby. I touch that 5 for you. I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you. I told I like you.
I'm just taking the back of the comb and flatten it out just so it can mold. And yes, this is the end result for the closure. Like I said, my video camera did start dying on me, so I was not able to show y'all me curling the hair, but we ended up curling the hair and just doing a braid, and I pinned it up. So yeah, this is the closure. I think it's just gonna show me defining her part. So yeah, I did go back and define her part with a lighter color of concealer, and I'm just taking a very thin brush, and I'm just gonna go in and start defining her part. So any hairs that fell in where the makeup was, where I defined her part, I did go back and pluck it, because again, I really do like a very, very defined part in the closure, or even in my frontals. So I did go back and pluck it one last time, but other than that, all I did was curl her. I did a braid on the edge, and then I fluffed it out. This is my Glam appointment, so I did do her makeup also because we are getting ready for her senior pictures. And yeah, my client loved her makeup and she loves her hair. All in all, you guys, let me know if there's something specific you would like to learn. I'm an all in all glam stylist, so I like to do makeup and I love to do hair. So let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see. All my entrepreneur girlies, let me know what you want to learn, because I have been doing it for a while, and I will definitely tell you the ups and downs and the all arounds of the beauty industry. So don't be afraid to comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see, and I will have it for y'all. But this is the finished result, and my client looked amazing for her senior pictures. I was just so happy that she booked it. But yeah, guys, follow me at Art by Evonics on Instagram, or Evonics, that's my personal page, and I will be making a lot more content for you guys in 2024. But bye, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.
You're just too important. Nobody like you do.